Great. So, this time we're going to do a small recap, considering that we're currently in combat. Um, this time you've opted to go into the sun side of this valley, which I unfortunately need to errata a little thing. Not not really errata. I need to put an addition to some information that for some reason went all over my head. The valley that both the tribal villages are in is called Orosulum. I forgot to mention that when you were talking to Boreal. Spelled like this. All right, just a little addendum. Um, you were also informed of a general history by Boreal, and were also asked by him to give his his love on the other side, a literal Romeo and Julia moment to his love called Nostora, to give her a letter for, so that he can keep exclaiming his love for her, despite the forbidden love they have between them. You have met with both Sunelena and with Monatria as well, and have familiarized yourself with a decent portion from both villages, and have then opted to help the Village of the Sun with their with some quests that uh, required you to go into the Sunrise Plains and um, into the Sunrise Plains. And in these plains, you needed to acquire some different kinds of ore for Sarah, the armorsmith, and the Huffling armorsmith, and for the weapon blacksmith, Adeline, the dwarven woman, wants you to collect lost weapons that were lost by guard initiatives after they were running away by a big beast. Um, and here you are after traversing the plains. Um, your friend Peter had the great idea to invisibly look around, which was, in a sense, very smart. Only that after so much walking and so much uh, time in the sun does allow one to sweat decently, meaning that predators with a good nose did feel that something was off. And here we are now in the fight where you are clashing with honest to God lions. So let us continue where we left off with Charles. It is your turn.
Did I already do my damage though?
Let's
Don't think
see.
I did.
I think you were just rolling around some spells. You were all doing some spells there.
Yeah, that was showing off. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was showing off. It was that this turn that I did my Words of Radiance.
You did your thing already? Was that AoE thing that you did?
Yeah, yeah, the Word of Radiance, that was this turn, right?
Yeah, that
Yes.
All
sounds
right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Then
we'll go to Edge.
I'll pull up my shield and ready myself for their attacks.
Right. We are going to shoot this one.
All right. Watch out for Peter's head.
He'll be
I'll
fine.
be fine.
But before that, I want to use my hunter's mark on this boy here. I just want to finish the
The
bottom one.
yes.
So
You
that's
still
my
have
one.
that up. Where is the mark? Mark,
It's
mark, mark, mark,
it's
mark.
4 damage, that much.
There. 4. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me.
Alright, let's shoot the big boy.
All right. Oh, that hits for certainly.
Oh
Big
yeah. God
damage.
damn it.
You got some great stuff right there. An arrow goes inside the lion. It roars in your direction. right next to Peter. Your ears ring a little bit.
And another shot, this time with this boy.
All right. Lions, take a quick look. Oh, well, it still hits. Yeah, that hits. 15 hits. Wait. Just take a note that you're attacking with a longbow and then you're attacking with your short bow.
Oh, that's not allowed?
No,
Alright,
not like that. You're using the same attack action with one weapon.
Fine. Let me roll the longbow. Oof.
Okay. Well, a
Fucked.
natural one
You hit
does
Peter.
miss.
Uh-oh.
Unless you find it easier, more fair that you'd use the 15 from the short bow attack a while ago.
No,
but,
it's fine. It's fine.
All right, so your arrows, the second one goes right
Can I-
wide as the lion.
Can I try and see if I hit Peter at least?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
How would we do
Roll
that?
me
Yes.
another attack roll to see if he gets hit or not. If this crits, that it misses.
Oh, I tried, Peter. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
A third one just like too narrowly goes like right past your ear, like the zzz, as it goes into the ground. You see like a Sabine on the other side, like just whistling.
Sorry.
Almost had him.
Almost.
The big
almost.
troublemaker.
Okay. We are all, with no pun intended, quite on edge, being attacked by lions. I would like each and every one of you to do me a perception check.
Oh, hey, I'm not failing this time.
Oh, thank God. I thought that was my roll. At least it's just steps.
I'm a bit busy with the lions.
You have higher perception than me, Jesus.
All right. I want Charles and Asuka to roll me dexterity saving throws.
What?
Sabine, Skux, and Peter will automatically fail them.
Whoa,
no.
but for 17.
All right. So both Asuka and Charlie, you are saved. Weirdly enough, you hear bzunk, bzunk, like little, almost like zapping noises, and you hear a little like a swiping sound almost, and from above you, everybody sees great axes falling on top of your head.
Wait, what?
Can you re-say that sentence?
Oh my God, we're
You
playing
all
Portland.
watch as great axes are being
It's
suddenly
raining.
are almost teleported on top of your head. So
Oh,
let's
that's
It's
see.
amazing.
raining axes.
Can I sense
Hallelujah.
magic? Because this does not seem normal.
Let's see. It is definitely not normal, but for Charles
Does a
and
great axe count as a creature?
Uncanny
No.
dodge it.
Are these great axes sentient?
I think something teleported it above us rather than the axe coming for us itself.
I rolled very low. That is 2 plus nothing because nothing is swinging it. So that's 1 damage.
Oh no!
That's 1 damage on those who failed. So Sabine, Skux, and Peter, you will take 1 damage of slashing damage on you.
Oh no.
As these great axes like ptung, fall on the ground, except for Asuka and Charles, those great axes just some of them like just hit you with the hilt rather than with the sharp blade, which explains the 1 bludgeoning damage instead. Then
Charles,
yeah,
Charles put up his shield and deflects the one axe that comes.
nice. Asuka, how do you evade the?
I just uncanny dodge it.
You uncanny dodge it. You a little glint in your eyes. You just literally sidestep and it slams into the ground next to you. And then for Sabine, right behind you, you hear a bigger zunk, and you hear something like plop onto the floor.
Okay.
A big black cat with giant tails.
It's a crawl.
6 legs even, and this creature holding like its tails within it, like multiple great axes are like swirled in it, keeping it.
Guess we found our beast.
Can I
This,
identify its name or something?
Sure, roll me a history check with advantage considering your.
I'm mostly interested, but I don't believe it is the links that I'm looking.
Let's
Thank
just
God
say
we're
that
advantage.
Didn't you say advantage?
Yes, I did. Oh, yeah, I did say advantage. Yes, okay. Well, 13 definitely remembers. You are surprised that you are now facing something called a displacer beast.
Placer B. Okay.
These beasts are generally known to literally displace themselves or objects that they are in contact with. Very evasive little creatures, annoying even.
Mhm. Do I know, like, in a sense of, oh my god, we're all fucked, or oh my god, it's just a small puppy? Idea of strength.
You are pretty much, you know that they are not something to be trifled with.
Okay.
Some displacer beasts can be very playful in the sense that they like to play with their food sometimes.
Typical cats.
God damn it.
But in the sense of the words, they are very dangerous.
Alright.
Also, considering you have a child next to you.
Yeah, it do be like that. Who would
Alright,
have
so
thought
it'll-
that there's something fucking teleports on us?
I'll roll initiative for the.
I haven't seen that one coming.
No, I think that one's new.
Yeah.
It's great that my turn just passed.
And now it's the displacer beast's turn.
There is no counterplay for you, Sabine.
You
What
hear
is it?
almost like you hear an actual cat-like roar behind you, and it will attack you twice with its tentacles, while also trying to pierce or slash you with those great axes next to it. That's just for added flavor. It will do so twice.
Oh, boy.
What will happen to Flora, if I may ask?
For now, it focuses mostly on Sabine. Flora is too small of a game to play with. Wait, how
Hmm.
much
Can I
plus
uncanny
does this have?
dodge?
Oh, why?
Can you?
Soon I can shadow
Can you
dodge or
count it
whatever
on
it's
one
called.
hand?
It has a +6 in attacks. Oh well.
No,
24 and 19.
Yeah, well, that hits both.
Oh, hey, both miss. Oh wait, wrong character.
A total of 12 bludgeoning damage and 7 piercing damage for a total of 19 damage.
Any other effects?
It has no other effect, no.
Alright.
Just
still
normal
live.
slashing abilities. And then it almost seems like the beast itself sort of like triples, like one to the left, one to the right, but
Alright.
it almost seems translucent. You can imagine it almost like when you look at the Pokemon series and you see somebody who use double team.
Mhm.
Almost like that. All right, that's its turn. It's the
Alright.
lion's turns. Both lions will attack Peter, and the other two lions will try and attack Charles. Claw attacks with
Hit me if you
advantage.
can. That was an invitation for a critical on me.
You can't be
Yeah,
crit.
You
that's
asked for it, and you shall receive. One is a 12, and the other one is a natural 20.
He can't be crit.
Oh my fucking god!
Hey, Dodge tank.
Yay!
But you can't be crit, remember.
True, normal damage to me.
Mhm.
All right. That is true. So I deduct that. That is. Oh, complete up. 9 slashing damage, maximum amount of damage.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, the other one misses though. Then for Charles,
Come and get me, pussy.
it's 123 and
Oh, come on.
21.
Come on! Both. Uh,
That is 4 slashing damage and 4 slashing damage. So 8 slashing damage.
You got
All
still
right.
damaged less than I did by 1.
Yeah, the other one got maximum. Asuka.
I'll wait. 25 feet is speed, right?
Every hexagon is some feet. Yeah. So you can get here. This is also possible, but you can attack for this one if you're there or here. You can if you wish to. All three of those are valid spots.
Okay. Why does this one have an icon?
That one is marked by Sabine for. Oh, by the way, Constitution saving throw, please, Sabine.
Hmm.
If you're concentrating on the mark.
Wow, I'm being scammed.
Don't
Oh.
worry.
That's a success on the first one, and the second one. That's also a
Effort.
success. All right, great.
No.
Continue, Asuka.
I'll just stab the above one.
Yes. Stab it, stab, stab.
Stab with a
Definitely
toothpick.
hit.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Yes, sneak attack is activated because you're next to Peter.
I'm very intimating with my flailing rapier.
That's a definite kill.
Oh, it's
Oof.
dead?
It's definitely dead.
Died it.
It goes
Okay.
to the ground as you pierce open an extra wound.
Yeah, that's it then.
All right. You can use stuff as a bonus action, you know, or you just
Yeah, but I
stand.
don't have anything.
Oh, okay, okay.
Dagger?
No, you cannot hit anything
No, I can't.
unless he throws it. But
No, I'm done.
there we go. Gucks.
Right.
Alright, alright, alright.
Is,
Alright, alright, alright.
by the way, is Charles aware of this thing?
Oh, you're all aware.
I'm screaming in agony. You better be aware.
Hitting that one.
All right.
Don't worry, I'll be out there in a zip.
Hits. All right. Minus 18. Okay, that's some critical damage on the lion.
And here comes the second one. Oh,
There we
Gone.
go.
it's gone.
All right. You basically are going to eviscerate it.
I am stabbing it under its chin and just dragging the knife down its throat.
Just for just as an advice for rogues, if you're interested, a sneak attack is always a choice after the attack hit. So if you are going to do a second attack, it might be beneficial to do that on an attack that, you know, nat 20s, because then your sneak attack also gets rolled double.
Yeah, but what if you miss?
Yeah, risk and reward.
That is true. That is no, well, yes, of course, but you know,
Then you're
Yeah.
getting
other
a
stuff.
per team.
That is another. Oh, that you, like I said, you eviscerated it. It's gone. It has been unalived.
Oh, poor kitten.
And it goes down with a meow.
That was a
meow.
seductive meow.
I was standing there, right?
Yeah, it was a nihilistic lion. It doesn't want to exist anymore.
Let's see. You spend 5. I have 25 left. Yes, I'll run up there.
Oh, look who's joining.
And I'll just say bye, Charles.
I'll be fine.
And I'm done.
All right, Mr. Dancer, who got nat 20'd again.
Well, Mr. Dancer will do bonus action disengage because I'm a rogue.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
pussy. I mean, indeed.
What did you say?
Nothing. Continue.
Let's see.
I'm
Can I
saying
go
that you
across
walk.
Asuka?
No, only Asuka can walk across you, but you cannot walk across Asuka.
That's a shame.
Also, I didn't say anything. I just said that you were fighting against pussycats.
6, 7, 8. That should be 40.
All right. Yes.
And then, as my action, I'm going to use a spell. Scorching Ray on
All
this
right.
one first.
Okay. Let's see. That hits.
Oh, it's 12 hits. Amazing.
Yes, because 12 is its actual armor class.
Nice. I would also
Wow.
shoot the second ray here and the third one into the
Ignore
other
me.
one.
All right. Two. Does it use the same attack action for both?
Nope. I have to roll them.
Okay.
I guess
All
they
right.
hit.
They do hit.
19, 19, 19, 19. What the fuck?
That is
Okay.
indeed.
Okay, that
Okay, roll all 3 damages, please, starting with the first
damage.
one. That's a 7. Okay.
Second damage.
Second damage
7.
was both on on the bottom one, right?
Second damage was still on the
Ah, okay.
first one.
Right.
And the
And
last one is almost max. 11.
there we go.
Impressive. I'm doing
The other one
damage,
next to
y'all.
Asuka gets burned. You see its manes going on fire, and then it drops to the floor with a groan. And the other one is still alive, but its manes are also on fire. A fiery lion.
Go for it, Charles. The end
Indeed,
of my turn.
Charles, go for it.
Go for it, he says. Ushering a divine word within my breath, I will reuse my same cast, and I will try to with it.
15.
The exact damage.
Please be enough, be enough.
That thing has at least a +1 in con, though.
It has a +1 indeed.
Uh,
But it rolled a 6, so
Let's
it failed.
go.
Nice.
Minus
I,
exactly 6. Wow,
I say small divine word,
how does it
and
die? You can tell me how it dies.
and as the lion receives radiance, the holy words ushered from my mouth, it's stunned beyond all belief and just falls over.
Oh.
Basically, it got a heart attack. You
Yes,
death
it
noted
got a
it.
heart
Okay.
attack.
You basically death noted it. Okay, very well. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn, Charles? You still have movement.
I guess I'll use my remaining movement to. Okay, this is not an area hinder, right?
No, 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 it's not.
Right here. Go here. Here.
Okay.
Right.
Bean.
It is
Flora
time
moves
to
with
get.
you, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah, it's time to get out of here. We are going to cast Zephyr Strike,
Mm-hmm.
which
All
gives
right.
me additional movement and no attacks of opportunity, and I can choose to have advantage when I want to. And with that, I have, I believe, a 100 movement speed in total.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And we will.
Because doubling stuff goes, doubles the result as well.
It's not just double. It's I have as a Gloomstalker, I have 14 squares by default, but we calculated. So this makes it 20 squares then. So, but I only want to go over here
All
together
right.
with Flora. And unless it has something very fancy, it is not gonna opportunity attack me.
Unless I'm an asshole and just say that it wants to opportunity attack Flora.
Well, do you?
Does it want to?
Maybe. Will you take the hit instead?
Yeah.
All right.
Ah,
Opportunity attack.
here we go.
But
Ass.
I'll do so with disadvantage because you did use a spell. All right. That's a 7 and a. Ooh, that second one was a natural 20, but disadvantage, so that's a 9.
Nope, none of them hit.
7 and a 9. All right.
Thank
Yeah.
God. And then
Right.
we're gonna get the wee short bow out and fire 2 shots at it, and the first one will be Zephyr Strike, so with advantage.
All right. The Displacer Beast has a continuous disadvantage on attack stat, so it neutralizes itself.
Okay, then I mean in this
Displacer.
case, like,
Yeah, it's 20 for the first one and 17. Well, 22 with the first one and 19 for the second one because the second one doesn't have advantage.
does
Um,
that hit?
Okay. Both hit.
And then you add the Zephyr of 8.
How much? Let's see. 14 plus.
Some nice damage.
23.
Or over here, actually.
All right. I'm just going to maybe.
Yeah, but
Is
that
that your
cost
turn,
me an.
Sabine?
Yep. The Zephyr Strike bonus is gone, of course.
Yeah, the Zephyr Strikes bonus is gone. You can also not replace your
No, it's
mark.
gone.
Yeah. All right. Displacer Beast's turn. It's going to zoop, go away and then teleport right.
Bitch. Can teleport, of course I can.
Puts again right next
Here,
to
next to
Oh,
Skux.
fucker.
That's okay.
that's
It
good.
likes
You're
to
fine.
choose. It likes to choose singled out targets.
Hmm.
It's at least in
All right.
range of
Tentacle
all of us.
attacks.
Oh no, it's probing.
That's a 17 and a 10.
I'll do that on a 17 one.
I used to half the damage. All right, we'll see what the damage is then. That is 7 bludgeoning plus 3 piercing. That's 10. It becomes a 5.
The fuck?
All right.
-5.
Asuka.
Yeah. Um, I'll take aim and then do that.
That works because advantage. No. The displacer beasts have continuous at the. So let me just link the spell. Let me just link the ability. It's called displacement. So attacks rolls against it always have disadvantage. If it is hit, though, the trait is disrupted until the end of its next turn. It's now the next turn. It's back up again. But if he has disadvantage from your attacks and you have advantage, it cancels each other out. So the 11 is the one that applies. And it has more than 11 AC.
So basically, it lost its buff until its next turn, right?
No, it didn't get hit.
Oh,
If it gets hit. Just so you understand how it works.
A
okay.
true dodge tank, so to say.
It just needs to get hit by anything. No, by an attack. So spells don't count.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was a pretty nice try. That would have done a lot of damage, though. Skux.
Right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. 14 hits.
Oh, nice.
All right, 10.
And
Great.
let's see what happens when I listen to him. Oh, it is as well. Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait,
No,
never mind. I can't do any sneak attacks.
No, there's no sneak here.
no, you cannot.
Oh, and I want to add the poison to it.
Roll 2d10s.
4, 2, 10.
And I need to do a Constitution saving throw. Is it half as much or none at all? Let's see.
I think it's custom. It's not.
The creature must succeed a DC and Constitution saving throw or take. So if I succeed, I don't take Constitution. Pretty high. 15, right? Okay, I rolled a 17.
Damn it!
Unlucky.
But that's just it doesn't become poison, right?
No. So it's
No,
added
wait,
damage.
take.
So on top of your fun fact, if you roll sneak attack, and while you use that extra poison damage, because it is within the same attack, you can choose whether your sneak attack is piercing damage or poison damage. It's pretty funny interactions. Could be maybe useful in the future when you're attacking enemies who are resistant or not resistant to certain abilities. Okay. Is that your turn, Skux?
No, actually not. I will. No, wait. Yeah, that's my turn. Never
All
mind.
right. Peter.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am flanking.
You are flanking.
Hell yeah! Booming
Still
blade
can't
at
get
my side.
advantage, you.
Oh, you can. It's been hit by you, so its
All right.
Yeah.
displacement effect is no longer active.
Yes! Yes!
Woo! All right.
I'm sorry, I'm just very happy.
Finally gets a crit attack.
Can
for
we do
once.
anything so it doesn't crit? I don't like it.
Well, it currently is wearing adamantine armor, so no. Suddenly it displaces some adamantine armor on it. So.
Reaction teleport.
You still have to do your normal attack.
Yeah, the rapier damage, and then another 1d8, right? On top of that.
Another
I
1d8,
think.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, that's 16, 18, 28, 34, 39 damage. Oh, wow.
Oh.
All right. The beast is still
Right in the
standing,
anus.
though. It is pretty much wounded. And it's now going to be very angry, and with a reaction, it's going to throw all of the remaining great axes at you people. So dexterity saving throw for everyone.
At least I'm good at
my
that.
greatest skill.
Right. Asuka survived. Peter gets hit. Sabine survives.
I was in awe of my damage.
Charles gets hit. Then we have to wait for the other one who's shiting.
I'm gonna roll for him.
Actually, I can just do it for him, honestly.
Wait,
Like
how
that.
much damage did I deal?
I will tell you 39.
38. For me,
30?
49?
Oops. It's 16, 28, 38 plus 5. Oh yeah, 49. It's still standing though.
God damn it.
Scamming you.
Scamming my one moment of glory.
If it was dead, I would have told you how it would have died. Or asked you how it would have died.
In excruciating pain. Of course.
Okay.
Crying to its mommy, I bet.
Where is it? Dexterity.
Be right back.
That's a 10 for him. So, and then I'm gonna roll the damages. A flat D10. All right, everybody take 4 damage who failed the throw. I think Skux is probably gonna use that evasion little thingamajig that he has. What's it called? Oh, it's literally called evasion. Take
Yeah,
only
so it
half
takes 2.
damage. Okay, so he takes only half, so he takes only 2.
Goddamn rogues, eh?
Yeah. All right. That's your turn, Peter.
Oh, yes.
Charles, it is your turn.
Take him out, Charlie.
Blight it. Blight the
Oh
bitch.
no, he said that he was gonna go do something. Be right back. He
Is
said.
everyone AFK now?
Yeah.
What?
You know what? Skip. Your turn, Sabine.
Oh,
Right.
what do you mean? I'm just.
He returned.
All right. Do your turn, Charles,
Yeah, I'll do my turn.
or you lose your bike.
Not again.
Blight the bitch. I mean,
He's facing Peter now, right? So he's flanked.
Yes.
Also 4 damage I should taken, I've heard. Okay, but in any case, Can I do a perception check to see how, well, if he's still standing on all his 10 feet?
Doing normally a perception check would require you to use your action, just so you know. But from just from generally walking up to it, you can already see that it's pretty damaged.
Okay, I will use my other cantrip. Seven radiant. Sacred flame.
Burn, baby, burn.
Okay, dexterity.
I think this thing has a lot of dexterity, Charlie.
Ah.
What makes
I
you
rolled
think
a
that?
6.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow,
Indeed.
it
All
burns.
right. So how does it die, Charles?
Oh, come on.
Ah.
Really?
It was on 3 it was on 3 HP.
He just didn't want to give it to Peter, that's all.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Okay. Seeing as Peter basically cut the animal in half,
With a rapier.
I cast a little flame that catches the beast unaware, and I set his whole head ablaze.
Oh wow, okay, great. And I thought you were the holy man here. So as you
In holy
you snap
flames, of course, to purify it.
Yes,
but
yes, of
obviously-
course. As you see Peter basically eviscerating the rest of the beast's body, you go in front of it. It looks you straight in the eye while it's distracted, and then you snap your fingers, and its entire head bursts in holy flame fire. You hear it screech and scream, then topple backwards. Boom! Falls on its back, and then it starts to almost like shimmer first, almost like it tries to still trying to displace itself, and then it just goes limp to the ground. Weirdly enough, you see its body starts to like melt a little bit almost, and then becomes like a pool of goo on the floor that then starts to again seep through the ground, and it just disappears. And with that, combat is over.
I give the
Charles, are you
credit.
sure you're a holy man?
What can I say? What can I say? I saw an opportunity and I took it. I mean, it would have been easier to hit him with the sacred flame than to use my mace on his unaware head. I have a -1 strength. I'll let you know.
You just Thanos snap its face out of existence. So, all right. Let's see. La, la, la.
Ah, I love Booming Blade.
Well, after that expected slash unexpected encounter, there are multiple things of interest around you. Currently, there are a decent amount of great axes on the floor. You can already deduce that the supposed beast was a displacer beast that the initiates saw before. Also around you, you see a decent amount of craters on the ground, all untouched, at least at first glance, and potentially full of the ores that you may need from Sarah. For Sarah.
I start picking up the axes.
All right.
I'll still do the same.
How many axes do we find?
Each one of you has an axe. Oh, pick up the axes, or are you telling you're taking out your pickaxe? What are you doing?
We're
How many
grabbing
great
the axe.
axes do we find?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
Oh, we found 10. Cool.
Yeah.
10 great axes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Peter, you
Now
can
we
carry
are
them
missing
out.
10 more.
He initially, when he appeared, he threw 5 on each of you, and then he threw 5 again as a reaction.
What was that, Charles?
Wait, where
You
actually?
will carry them, right?
Excuse you? Look at my flimsy arms.
Look at me, I'm a healer.
I'm a girl.
Okay, you can carry them.
No,
All
no,
right.
no.
So
Do we
while
split
you're
it?
all discussing how you're going to carry, Asuka, can you tell me which place you want to prospect?
I'll just do this one.
All right. So I would like for you to do me a perception check, and then we're going to do a sleight of hand one. Okay. What I mean with is that you need a for the perception roll. It's mostly intended to see if you can find with your eye the spots where you need to slam your pickaxe in. As for your sleight of hand, it's not about being quick or anything. It's about hitting the right spot so that the ores don't break apart, and you'll have to, work with more pieces rather than one piece to carry around. So with a 12 perception, you can see some decent spots that you can mine. You find a few spots of iron ore in this crater, and now sleight of hand would be desired. Definitely. All right, you take out 2 full chunks of iron ore.
Okay.
Right, you can put those in your inventory. As for the rest, you'll have to know that great axes are not very easy to carry, especially not 10 of them. For these specific ones, you'll have to find a plan to carry them all back without one of you or multiple of you being encumbered and unable to battle in case something happens.
How many axes can we each carry at once?
I would say once you carry a third axe, you'll be considered encumbered and no longer can take normal actions.
Even if we bundle them up and
They
tie
don't
them
get lighter.
to our back?
They
Axes
are still heavy.
pretty heavy.
Yeah, okay. So 3 each then.
Once you carry the third, you start, to become encumbered and get
So
penalties.
So technically 2 each then.
Technically.
Yeah. So 2, 4, and 6.
I'm not
But
carrying anything of that axis yet.
I'd say we follow Asuka's advice since we're on the flat terrain and we are near a forested area.
To make a sled?
Sure, if you want to spend some time
Before
doing
you
so.
guys do that, I would like to do some things.
Sure. What would you like to do?
So I want to do a few things. The first thing I want to do is I want to see up and see if I can see any eagles.
Perception check.
Right? It's fair.
Oh, decently. Although you cannot hear any at the moment, you can see within the bright light in the sky some shadows that show an inkling of at least a bird creature in the air, but you cannot deduce whether it is or it isn't an eagle.
Okay, then I need to know how does this work because it has no range, technically.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited, but the minimum coding might be able to persuade. Oh, because it just targets yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't target an animal. You just at that point can talk or speak with beasts.
So basically, I would have to hope and yell up there that whatever is up there would hear it and
Indeed.
then comes down.
That is possible, yeah.
Is that worth it? What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah,
Give it a shot.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I cast it on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'll assume the lions are still laying around, so I take my dagger and I just take out like a piece of meat and throw it a little bit into the open field, and then I yell up, whatever bird you are, come down, I have something for you.
All right, let's see.
And I'll deduct my spell slot.
Oof. Okay. Very well. As you hear some flapping of wings going downward, you actually do manage to get an eagle to come downwards.
I was hoping you'd be like, and you fail, and there's a dragon now.
A red dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like one person who said that, oh, I'm gonna put a dragon on a bridge or anything.
No, who would do that? All right.
The eagle doesn't really pay too much attention to you right now. 1 second. Go. Doesn't really pay too much attention to you right now. It does see the food that you shouted to that it was ready for it, and it immediately goes down to it and starts to peck and eat it.
Say, Mr. Eagle, have you good eyes? You perhaps see a lot of things around here.
See?
Have you, by chance, seen any very interesting, intriguing creatures? Perhaps lynx?
Food? Food? Link's food?
Well, you could, if you were able to overthrow it, perhaps.
You can
Damn it.
already see that this creature is not very on the intelligent side.
Oh god, this is not helping us.
This green eagle literally has a -4 in intelligence.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I thought an eagle would be a bit smarter.
It is very wise, though, for some apparent
No,
reason.
that's not gonna help us for now. Hold on, I have one more spell that could help.
But it can decently understand you, though.
Yeah, hold on. I have a spell. Let me see that. I asked it if I'm allowed to have it. How would I phrase this? I ask it if it can help me for the food.
More food? Help!
You can have more food if you help.
More food!
All right. I believe this is basically allowing me to do it then.
Well, if you choose to continue your action, then we'll see.
I cast the sense of myself and I go closer to it and I'm like, I need to touch you for a moment.
At first, it starts to go like a bit behind, apprehensive. Then it looks at your hand. Maybe it can see some food, but then touches its beak to your pointed out hand, and through your own eyes, you see yourself in front of you. But like all the way up, you seem very, very big. Behind you, a little red-headed elf child hiding.
Perfect.
This is a weird situation.
Okay. Do I still have control over my body to say that it can leave now?
Oh yeah, you have complete control.
Okay.
You can just hear and see what it hears and see until you want to return to your own normal sense.
Perfect. I want to shoo it off now.
All right. This goes food.
And I just like, no food for you for now. I'll come back later for you. Your food will be ready later this evening. For now, you leave.
All right. That's what you just tell it to do, to just leave.
Yeah, because I will see through its eyes.
All right, and then it goes off. Food, and it just goes away and flaps until you can no longer see it within the bright light in the sky.
Perfect. And now I should be able to see through its eyes, right?
Yes, you see the
Okay.
entire valley from a bird's eye view this time. Honestly, it's a very pretty sight, just like the little icon that I showed you before, showing the half sun, half moon environment. So Orosolum is a very spacious environment. You can actually decently see the outlines of the barrier around the valley itself as well. Above from your viewpoint, from the eagle view, you actually see from the Temple of Two from the side, and behind the two tribe villages, you see actually a small sliver of light going upwards and then expanding outwards, forming the line of the barrier.
Interesting. Okay.
Curiously enough, you can see some, you would say, cracks on the sides of it. The bird then goes and takes a sharp turn as it looks towards the ground, and it sees a mouse. It goes downwards and
Alright.
it takes, and the mouse meets its untimely death.
And at that point, I will cut. Probably.
All right. And just before you cut it off, I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Of course.
All right. You see a tuft of rainbow colors just before you shut off the connection.
Alright, this is interesting. Alright. I hope this bird remembers me for later when I feed it again and have more questions for it. Alright.
Probably. All right.
I'll pass the ball to someone else, but I have something else planned as well later here.
All right. So I think we've already established that Asuka already farmed 2 iron ores. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's see. Doot, 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 doot. Great. What would the rest like to do? Skux, Charles, Peter?
I
Shall also
I
look
just
for-
throw in. Remember that Charchuka is favored by
I-
owl bears.
Charles will look on the ground for any material that might be able to be used to make a sled.
Sure. There are enough logs on the ground that you could probably mash together with some rope to create a makeshift sled.
Alright, then Charles
It'll
will,
take some time to put everything together, just so you know.
I'll try to help Charles with it.
with
All
some
right.
time, how long do you mean?
Depends on how many people help and on how proficient you are in, I would say, survival.
Hmm. 0.
Mine is actually not that bad, I believe.
Um,
All right, 3 people assisting. Great. Charles, how about you do me a survival check with +4, +2 for both Asuka and Peter.
Alright. +4.
That's a natural
Let's
20.
go.
Okay, great.
+4.
There, you all have never worked so deftly together. You interweave your fingers perfectly. Where one leaves, the other immediately takes over. The ropes are perfectly knotted together thanks to Asuka's knowledge of different kinds of knots. Probably was in the scouts or something like that. And Peter deftly and inquisitively looks over that everything is firmly and correctly applied as per his knowledge of how a raft can be made, while Charles picks up and uses the most useful pieces of wood and or rope available to them. And you've made a decently, even though from just loosely pieces of nature wood, a decent sled that can probably carry all of the axes you want to have. One person will need to carry it all the time, though. Well, in terms of like pulling it. Having so many in one place will require quite the strength to pull it.
Can't 2 pull it at the same time?
You could pull together and reduce the strain, yeah, per person that pulls
I'll-
together with you.
I'll do a reminder, I have -1 in strength, so...
I have 0 in strength.
I mean, that's more than me.
I have 0 as well.
Flora boosted.
Oh, child labor. Wow.
I
Oh,
I have a +1 in strength, but
Oh, seems well. It's all up to you guys then.
I mean we don't have to do that right now. We're not
Oh.
leaving yet, I think.
Yeah,
I
we still
at
got to
least.
mine. We
Mhm.
still got to mine the other spots and
And I need the
maybe
spice
check for
from the
the.
trees.
okay,
You
then
need a
Spice from trees.
Jogruka?
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. That we need to look for that.
Remember, it's that thing is favored by owl bears, so there might as well be an ambush if we do that.
Well, there
But
was
we need
lions
those
there.
too. I suppose, yeah.
we should maybe not use, flames next to the owlbears if you want to, like.
Yeah, we want to keep their corpses.
Yeah.
We need leather, feather, and nose from the owl bear, remember?
Okay, Charles will move over to the top one and will start to look for ore.
All right. Let's see.
I actually don't have a pickaxe, so I'll just help look somebody.
I believe I had one.
I'll help look Skux.
All right. Okay, so you have.
Oh god, what are you plotting on taming, Suka?
Make an owl bear
I
droid.
mean, I don't know.
droid.
Seeing as you just talk to an animal, maybe we can. I mean, if there's an opportunity for it, find. If we find the right animal for it, maybe we can make a deal with it to have it carry the shit back to the camp. I don't know.
It would need to be a bear or a lion. I don't know if we can make a deal with those. I can talk a bird into it, but
It's prairie area, right?
Hmm.
So I'm thinking more of a buffalo or something. I
oh
don't know.
god.
I was just about to say.
Oh, and when
Maybe
it's
there's
a
a
camp, we
buffalo.
start eating it. Perfect. We betray it at the end and then eat it.
No. We're gonna have it as a team member. Come on.
Ooh.
He will be
Buffalo.
our pack mule.
Oh, he will be the
yeah,
tank,
yeah.
unlike
As-
Charlie.
Asuga is entirely correct. We need to find
Can it be a donkey?
Can
no
it be a kobold?
a bison or what's the other one called again? A bison or
Oh, giraffe.
buffalo.
A giraffe.
Buffalo.
Hmm.
You, oh my goodness.
Isaac, is there animals here?
We just murdered some lions. You really think there are no
They must
animals
eat something. You can't get out of this. They're not vegetarian.
You know what? You look around and you only see little meerkats around you.
Oh wow, that's crazy that there's such large predators when there's only meerkats.
Well, you basically killed the predators, so of course the meerkats are gonna come out.
Okay,
Sure,
if you get like 20 meerkats, maybe.
All right. So Carl's perception check, and after the perception check, a sleight of hand to see how you're gonna farm the ore there.
I have a 7 in it. Are you kidding me?
Well, a 12 is still decently enough. You see certain spots of interest. About a few spots of iron ore, potentially for prospecting, and one potential spot for gold, and you miss all of them.
oh.
Nah. Charles just gonna pretend like he never mind anything and he's just gonna move over here to like collect some berries or something.
All right. While you go and sulk on your own over there, Peter while Peter is assisting you with his inquisitive eye, how about you roll me a perception check with advantage? All right,
Thank
that's
you.
a 12. Um, yes, basically Peter is a slave master right now.
Oh my
And I'm the
He's like,
Oh.
dig.
the host gnome.
You see, yes, you see a few tufts of potential gold ore in this little spot. How about you roll me your sleight of hand right now? This one cannot be overseen, so you'll have to do it with a normal. That's a 20. Okay, you can add 2 decent tufts of gold ore into your inventory.
Let's see.
Was the electrum optional?
The electrum is rare, but
Oh.
optional in the sense of like if you find some, it would be awesome, but not required to finish the quest.
So that's why the perception comes.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you add 2 gold ores? Great. All right. What would everybody like to do now? Asuka, you're probably guarding the all the axes on the very, very well made sled.
We only need electrum, right?
We need some. Yeah, we need 1 electrum piece, but we also think we need more iron.
I guess we just.
There wasn't a set amount we needed.
No, no
Oh.
set amount. Whatever you could find, it would be decent.
Hmm.
More the more cash.
The more we get, the more cash we get.
While those guys are digging, do I
See another eagle?
this no, I don't want any eagles right now. Is this like an open field or is it like forest to the side?
So towards your left,
Yep.
it starts to get denser forest, but at some point there is the barrier that blocks everything off.
Okay.
On the right side, it's the open plain fields with your occasional tuft of like a few trees together. You see maybe
So-
like an antelope jumping around left and right from time to time.
So you're saying there is bigger prey animals. That's not
You
what I
can
mean.
almost see it like a savanna, almost actually.
Okay, so I want to look for Chachuka between the trees, and I want to be reminded myself that
I'm
these
sorry, you're trying to find who now?
Chachuka, the spice.
Oh, okay.
Did
I
I
was like,
misspell it?
no. I thought you were trying to say like Krakusia or like
No, did I
something like that.
misspell it?
No. You didn't misspell it. It was my own brain
Yeah,
doing a brain
Kakusia, is she
fart.
here? No.
No, she's not here.
So
I was
I'm
like,
looking
wait.
for the spice, and I remind myself it attracts owl bears.
Yeah. So Chachuka is indeed something that you need to find. How about you roll me a nature check, or maybe survival, whichever you prefer.
I think we'll stick with the survival.
Okay, very well. You little shit. Very well. 14. Um, you are looking at a more light spot of the savanna of the plains. It would be you do remind yourself that Chachuka does like to be seen in a more darker patch.
That's fair.
Should you want to find it below trees.
So probably further into the forest and where it's a bit more shady.
There isn't a lot of forest, but there is enough shade. For example, where Charles is would be decent enough shade.
Then
Can Charles find any of that Carcusia in
yeah,
between the berries?
Kakusia. God damn it, you little shithead.
Chashuka. Anyways, how about you roll me a nature or survival?
I guess I'll roll nature for this. Technically, land. Ah, come
All
on!
right. As you look around, you're not really paying attention, and like probably a mosquito goes like, and you start to choke on it.
Oh god, he ate that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh well, more nutrition for me, I guess. Can I get a well-fed bone?
No.
Oh my. Can he roll for disease?
Oh, that's a good idea. You
Oh,
know,
come on.
Parasite infection.
parasitic infection. There are many things that these mosquitoes can carry in the savanna plains. I'll think about it. All right.
I mean, yeah.
Charlie got malaria.
I'll look for them when I arrive here, and you guys
Yeah.
can do something else.
Skux, Peter, who would like
Me.
to?
Yeah, I'll help. I'll help with Cox.
You'll just be slave driver. Okay, Skux. Percent. Okay. So you see some tufts of iron ore right there. Something feels a little bit off, but it's decent iron ore in your eyes.
God.
Could you roll me your sleight of hand, please? All right. As you deftly slam down the pickaxes to, get off the iron ore. As you pull them out of the ground, two iron ores again, a few pieces like chip off from the side to the floor. Unfortunate.
Huh? What?
A few pieces of iron ore chip off from the ore onto the floor.
Okay.
Can I look at it? Look at the pieces?
Mm-hmm. Perception. Or maybe investigation.
Oh yes.
Okay, you have discovered two little pieces of electrum that were actually stuck on the iron ore because they have a sort of like a same-ish color. The amount of iron around it made it a little bit almost invisible to see on it.
Two?
But two
Small one?
little chips of electrum.
Too little.
Good thing there are two of us, right, Skax?
Yeah. Good job.
Good job, you useless fuck, is what he thinks.
Didn't even bring a whip.
All right. Sabine,
Listen,
you wanted
what
to
isn't
search
here
as
can be
well
arranged.
around. You see Charles hacking and coughing. Something happened. You don't know what.
Yep.
How about you roll?
Mhm.
You roll me either nature or survival.
Can I pick after?
The other one was a free pass. How about you? That's a natural 20.
All right,
Well,
well, we find
okay.
it.
You see a little tuft of bush below the base of the tree, and after you, together with your knowledge, push aside the bush, you do see what you are looking for, which is charchuka
Mm-hmm.
charchuka flower, and you find about 5 of these.
5 patches. Okay, that's a good start. We still need a bit more,
Very
but
good start, because normally charchuka is either solely found or maybe like in groups of 2, maximum 3, but this is a very rare occurrence that there are 5 in a single spot, as they mostly fight over the dominant. They fight for dominance over the ground and the nutrients below it. But you
Okay.
found 5 decently grown ones together.
Right, right. Do you believe there's other trees here that could match? Do I believe that there's other trees here that could match the description?
They have no preference of tree type. The only
Yeah, but I
preference
mean
they
like
have.
the shade type.
Oh, for the shade, yeah, all of them on the left side
All right.
are decently appropriate for it.
Basically, metagaming here, whether or not you want me to go to each of the single trees now, or you say this is enough, you find
Just
that.
do your best in role playing. That's the only thing I ask. Metagaming can fuck
Perfect!
itself.
Right, yeah. I go over to this dead tree and I look around it, and
Oh, that's
am I,
pretty good.
am I lucky enough? Because dead trees usually have nutritions they give.
Mm, smart, good RP. I like it. I like it. Nature with advantage.
F.
This one is pretty dead.
Yeah,
Most of like fungi or moss dominate this little place, which can sometimes interfere with the growth of Tarchuka. But there are decently enough more trees left for you to explore. How about you do me like 2 more nature checks, just in general, to see what you can find. Okay. Just to speed some things up, because nothing else is going to happen. You find about 12 Tarchukas in total.
in total. Okay. Edit. Thank you.
You know, on top of what you already found. So
Oh,
12.
okay, 17 then. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions or things you would like to do? Because in terms of like how much time has passed, it's well into the afternoon, slowly starting to become, I would say, the equivalent of a 5 to 6 a.m. p.m.
How
Guess we
far
do
are
last
we
dig
away
with Skax.
from the time
About
thing?
3/4 of an hour before you can go back. Considering you also have to walk slower if people are pulling on the sled. So about an hour and a half, maybe. Provided you're not ambushed or anything like that.
Dig up the last spot and get going back.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Okay. You want to prospect the last one?
Somebody else want to prospect it?
No, I think I'm fine.
Okay. Same thing. Perception, and then finally
25,
sleight
not
of
bad.
hand. That's a 25. You can see tufts of 1 tuft of gold and 1 tuft of iron ore. As for sleight of hand, you deftly and nicely take out 1 more gold and 1 more iron ore.
You know,
Nice.
Skax ever considered being a miner?
Dwarf is in my blood.
No, it's not. Quite literally not.
Somehow I don't find that possible, but very well.
All
My
right.
grandpa was a dwarf.
You don't even remember where you came from. What the hell are you talking about? Okay.
I would like to cast once Charlie is here, Pass Without Trace, which allows me to target friendlies, and they basically cannot be tracked and have a +10 in stealth. And I want this to be centered around me. It lasts for an hour, and we will move most of this to get home. Unless you have a objection, Isaac.
I don't have a complete objection on it. I understand your thought process, and it is a decent way of thinking. But don't forget that this is an open savanna plain situation. So there is a difference between going through trees and trying to blend into your environment. Still, that doesn't mean that they don't have any effect. It's just that there's a difference between hiding in plain sight and hiding, in the shadows. It will have effect, so don't worry. I'll use it just in a different way than it is interpreted within the spell.
Okay, that's
If
fine.
you want to keep using it.
I used it.
Yeah, okay, great. So to decently communicate with you, if you're all going to go home, I'm obviously going to do a few rolls. With your Pass Without Trace, I'm going to do this at disadvantage.
Yep.
All right. So, are you deciding to go back home? So it'll be about an hour and a half, considering that you need to pull the sled with the items with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
I want to
because
stop outside the camp though, because I will try to summon the bird again. But
Okay.
for the most part, the same way. Yeah.
Great. Okay. I'm going to do my rolls then. Although you said centered around yourself, it would be very much appreciated to do not forget your formations, in case these are of consequence.
Which way is forward in our case? So Skux is the front line? Or which way is...
No, Charles is frontline currently.
Charles is front line? Okay, then I want to be like this.
Okay, great. The ranger behind, the Flora completely behind, Gux, and Rogue's doing behind stuff. Okay.
I'd say swap Sabine and Flora around, maybe.
Flora in the middle? Yeah, I can actually
Yeah.
see that, you're right. Yeah, okay, but besides that.
Great. Awesome. I'm gonna do my rolls. Disadvantage.
Yeah, we still
You have a
fetch.
strong left flank, but our right flank's a bit exposed.
So it's
Yeah.
your mama.
Okay.
Also, should we have healed before we left?
No.
Nah.
I like how we agree on that. We will see.
Like, the
Okay.
thing is, if I heal now, there's gonna be some heal. Well, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna
health
get
wasted.
ambushed.
Well, you should be glad, Sabi, because all 10 of my rolls failed purely because of the disadvantage.
You're welcome, guys.
Great. Okay.
But those were
then-
not the all bears we needed, right? It is. It says it is in the corner of the screen. Now quest failed.
Unfortunate. Okay, let's see.
You done good.
Great. We are going to just move the character that you have here back to their position. Over
Just
there.
all position them behind me. Yeah.
Well, okay, at this point, positions don't really matter too much.
Maybe they do. You never know. Maybe
But
they.
I think Edge wanted to do something first before you're entering the village completely.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'll take out one of my Russians, throw it in the field in front of me, and whistle loudly. And then cast Speak with Animals again with my last spell slot.
All right. You whistle without speaking, or
I mean, I whistle and then shout, "Hey, eagle, remember
Okay,
our
great.
deal."
Just roll me a flat 20.
Okay, I like that. I rolled it. No, I didn't. You said I roll me a flat 20.
God damn it, Edge.
Okay. An eagle comes down and snatches the ration, and then actually goes plop on top of Flora's head while he eats it. Flora is intrigued. She doesn't really care that there are claws in her skull at the moment.
I don't think we're going
You
with
see
the
blood
natural
trickling down.
reason that these things
Oh.
crush things with their claws right now.
Let's just ignore that fact.
She either has a very high pain tolerance or she just is too much intrigued to know what's happening. But yeah, she's kind of like poking the feathers from below while the eagle is eating, and it's pretty strangely domestic, thick-headed. That's the correct term.
Okay, I tell her to stay calm, and then I tell the eagle, can you maybe get on the floor, or at least on my shoulder or head?
Floor. And then it jumps off of Flora's head, and then you see like a tiny little red trickle go through the side of her
Oh
head.
god damn it, now I have to fix her later. I tell Flora to stay behind me, check her head, and probably have like anything that I can use as a bandage. And if not, I'll
It's
rip off a
alright.
piece of
It's
cloth.
just
Okay.
it's just one little puncture that doesn't do a lot.
Alright, I'll tell the eagle, you saw something very interesting after you caught the mouse. Can you tell me more about that?
Mouse? Food?
Yes, yeah, a few hours ago you caught a mouse.
Mouse? Food? Yes.
Yes. What happened after the rainbow thing?
Rainbow. Color. Pretty.
Can you catch it? Dangerous, okay. Can you tell me anything about it? Do you catch that? Did you try to attack it before?
Dangerous.
How big?
It then spreads its wings. Like it starts to flap with it, like very
Okay.
erratic, but it's decently spread out that it can be about like a meter from left to right.
I get you a lot of food if you help me catch it.
Food?
A
Dangerous.
lot. You don't have to fight it, you only help me find it.
Food?
I throw another ration at it. I have way more of these.
Food, and then it starts to like peck on the thing again, and then it looks at you and it's like, dangerous, food, and then it jumps onto your shoulder.
Okay, can you tell me where it is?
And then it just points its head towards the way to the moon.
Wait, you mean upwards?
Yeah.
You think it's in the sky?
Well, no, way to the moon, as in on the side of the moon.
Oh, I thought you meant like...
Sunset.
Okay. Okay, it's on the side of the moon. Can you give me any hints? Like, have you ever encountered it there?
Dangerous.
Dangerous, okay.
Danger.
Any of you guys got a
assume that
hot
means
idea?
yes.
Yeah, why do you think it's dangerous?
Like, goes left, right with his head. Death.
It's reasonable. Can you meet me tomorrow evening in the sunset fields for more food?
Food.
Tomorrow evening in the sunset plains.
Food.
Is it a
Plains.
yes?
Sunset cliffs.
Sunset cliff, sorry.
The food cliffs.
Okay, tomorrow evening, and then I guess I pet it, and then I'll tell it can now leave.
Food, mice. And then
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just goes up and leaves.
Perfect. All right. Okay, I have a rough idea on how to handle it, I suppose.